Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show. Hope everyone's keeping well out there and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. But first and foremost, happy Halloween. Let's just hope all you kids out there are nice and safe and enjoy your night of Halloween costumes. And it's brilliant for you kids to go out there, and there's plenty of neighbours who go out and give you loads and loads of sweets, and I'm expecting a really good visit of kids to my own tonight. If I can get to the door, I'll explain why in a moment. But I know my grandkids are all coming up to visit me because I've been a little bit poorly, should we say. Would you believe I went to the Liverpool game? Now, I put a post out on social media, you may have seen it, you may have not, where I've done the National Three Peaks Challenge, 3-day challenge, the Yorkshire Three Peaks 12-hour challenge, done a skydive, I've done a marathon run, I've done a marathon walk, and I've done the 3-day challenge of Hadrian's Wall as well. And right the way through, completed every single one of them, and I never fell, and I was always skipping the lads who slipped and fell when we were climbing the mountains, and every one of them fell, and I was the only one with a 100% record. Not bragging, because it is hard to slip, but I've just made up with myself that my boots were unbelievable, and I enjoyed it. And then I go to the match on Wednesday gone. Yeah, it was an important match. We'll go into more detail on that one in a second. But coming home, the heavens opened. It was really, really open, should I say. Really, really wet and soggy. And Stanley Park, we took a shortcut through my son's mate. He said, yeah, I'll go this way. Too many crowds on the pavement there. And it was chocker there anyway. Everyone seemed to be going that way. And there was a slope coming down. And the grass verge everywhere was soaking at this time. And I happened to put my foot on the most warm part of the park. And I must have gone 5 foot up in the air, legs up in the air, and I come crashing down on my back, and I heard an almighty crack, and I was very winded, I couldn't breathe, so my son Michael and Dave, his friend, pulled me up, asked me if I was alright. I slipped down, I was covered, caked in mud, literally, honestly, it was the worst I've ever been, saturated within seconds. But I couldn't get my breath, couldn't get my wind, and I just knew I'd done some damage, and I thought it was literally my back. I really did, because when it hit my back, as I say, there was an almighty sounding crack, but it took the wind out of me, and it was Dave who saw me go, and plenty of other, honestly, the crowd, there was a lot of people around who gasped, but you could hear them, because it must have gone that bad. And normally when you see someone like that, it's a funny thing, isn't it? But it didn't seem to be that people who saw, and everyone was looking, no one, they just knew it was a nasty fall. And I just knew, I just felt the pain. Anyway, yeah, I tried to walk, and the lads were telling me, my son and I, just have a rest. So they were getting soaked, and it felt terrible for them as well, because we were walking back to where David parked the car. And give us a lift on, and I felt terrible as well, because I got in Dave's car and I was caked in mud, and I just said, honestly, I'm so sorry. And he put the heating on to try and dry me out. It didn't work because it was absolutely soaked through, and then I had to drive home. Shouldn't have drove home, but I did, because my back was in pain, my side was in pain, and I was just wondering what the hell I had done, what has gone on, what have I done. Here's me, 100% record, slips, trips and falls, and I go and slip. And it could have happened to anyone. There must have been a lot of people who've gone on there on that night as well. But wakes up the next morning, and I was supposed to be in work at 5 o'clock, so I thought, I'll ease, let's see how it is. A bit painful getting out of bed, and it was starting to, the pressure was hitting, I just knew, but it was all on the front this time. It was all around my ribs, and and the family was sort of texting the wife, get to A&E, get to A&E, you shouldn't be like this, you shouldn't. And I wanted to go to work, I really, really did. And I was making an excuse, I suppose, so I didn't have to go to A&E, because I just know you go into these hospitals now and it's horrendous. The wait is horrendous. Anyway, in the end, parked my car up, phoned a taxi, and decided to get to there for around about 1 o'clock. And the taxi driver didn't help me one iota, going over bumps, swerving the car and everything, and I couldn't really get through to him to say, could you just ease down a little bit, you know? He knew where it was going, A&E. So anyway, gets in there, and when I walks in to A&E, I just looked round and went, oh my. The amount of people in there was more people than there was at the match, I must admit. It was heaving. So I queued up, went forward to the receptionist, tried to tell him, explain the situation, how much pain I was actually in. Hoping to get seen to pretty quickly, because I just knew. Anyway, 20 minutes wait. I thought, oh, it was just, what's happened, how have you done it? Okay, there you go, here's your forms, you're going to see the doctor. Walk around to outpatients, it was only 20 yards walk, but honestly, it killed me walking that far, 20 yards, and everyone who was behind me was suddenly in front of me. It was really, really hard. Pain was really, really bad. Couldn't sit down, I was stood up there anyway, because the more you were sitting down, it seemed to pull on me, it was hurting me more. And then I go into the outpatients, give me notes in, and I looked there as well, and I'd never seen anything like it. Honestly, how many people were in hospital in the A&E? So the wait began, and before I knew it, I was up to 7 hours, 6.5 hours, and before I eventually got seen. The doctor was pretty thorough, it was great. Connor, honestly, tremendous, and I just knew the staff were busy, so you couldn't really do anything about it anyway. So then I had an ECG, had my bloods taken, we checking, wanted to check, and then the X-ray, should I say, wanted to check on my lungs, you know. And I'd done all the tests, but honestly, the tests were thorough. The doctor pressing into my back, and I'm saying to myself, this is weird, there's hardly any pain in my back. So then onto the rib side of things, the side and the front, and that was when the pain was killing, and I couldn't get up. He had to help me get up from the bed, lying down, and it was getting worse. It was like a throb and a pain, and anyone who's been there will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I began the wait again, and the results came back, and there was a little grey mark on the one of my lungs, they said. They were a little bit concerned about that, so they had to get a consultant to talk to see whether to go home or have another X-ray, because they wanted to look deeper into it. But thankfully, it was I could go home eventually after 7 hours. But every minute of that, I was standing because I couldn't sit down for some reason. Didn't have painkillers, hadn't taken painkillers, and I think that would have eased me. And plus the fact, you know yourself, when you don't want to talk and you're in pain, people around you would have obviously talked to you, and you don't want to get in conversation. You just want to be quiet and left alone. So majority of the time, that is also why I stood. But eventually got seen, and yes, broken ribs. He didn't say how many, I couldn't see it on the X-ray, because he said we were basically looking at your lung to see it being punctured. He said, but believe me, there's a few ribs broken in there, 4 or 5. He said, because I can tell by just feeling, but you've got to rest, take it easy. Any more pain, any sudden movements, be careful, because you can puncture that lung. And I'm like, okay, so I've got to rest for at least a week. They're talking 4 to 5 weeks healing process. But I did, if you remember, when I went to Southport once, I broke a couple of ribs, and I was pretty quick at healing, and I'm hoping this will be the same. Now I'm in less pain because I'm on painkillers, cocodamol, and I'm happy with that because they are doing a job. It's when they're wearing off, honestly, but I don't want to do anything sudden. I'm alright sitting talking and giving the messages out to yourselves. I can walk slow, can't do any lifting, can't do any sudden movements, driving, got to lift around, and basically I could manage the stairs, slow steps up. You've got to keep yourself moving, and me, everyone knows me, anyone who doesn't, honestly, I have to keep myself motivated. I'm not the person to lie in bed, I have to be on the move, and I feel guilty that I'm off work for a little bit, for a while. I don't want to let anyone down, and that's me. That is me, honestly. I always want to be there all the time, and as I say, anyone who knows me knows I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I like to keep things motivated, and this is why I couldn't even miss my show. And the family, honestly, they've all been in touch, they're all telling me to rest. This is resting. A little bit of talking, got a deep breathe, and just be looking after myself. I know, honestly, how to. And I think with all the fitness that I do, the walks and things like that, I think I'm a pretty quick healer. So I'm hoping to heal pretty quickly indeed. Scared to cough, scared to sneeze, because I know the damage that can do. But that's my story anyway for this week, and October has been a really, really unlucky October for me, and hopefully November will be a great new month and a lucky month, and we can get things done. So I had thought I had to tell you my story, that's what I've been up to. Yeah, it has been painful, but I'm getting there, and the well wishes as well on social media. Thank you so much for getting in touch with me and wish me all the very, very best. So I thought I'd give this message out and let you know just how I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot better than what I was. I know what the pain is now. Thankfully, I had visions of a broken bone in my back somewhere, but thankfully it wasn't. And what the doctor said to me, the force has jolted my rib cage up, and that's where you've broken your ribs, and that's what you've heard is the crack, and that'll go through me for a good while, honestly, because you know your own body and you know you've done damage, and you just want it to be cured. And hopefully, I was just hoping the next day when I woke up I'd have been alright, a bit of bruising, but I just knew. And walking is pretty hard at the moment, so I'm taking baby steps. So yeah, thank you so much for all the well wishes. Honestly, I really appreciate it. And I just want to give you a message out, because I know all the kids are out and about tonight. Halloween, just be safe, be careful. I know it's going to be cold, and I know you're going to have some fantastic costumes on there, because you do go all out, and I hope you get loads and loads of goodies for you. And I always love the part where they say trick or treat, and when you say trick, they've got nothing, thankfully. So anyway, I just might not say anything like that tonight if I make it to the door, and just say trick, because these kids might just suddenly hit me with a baseball bat, and I don't want that. No, they're absolutely fantastic. Treat, get the sweets out there, get the oranges for them. They look forward to it, and honestly, you just wish you could give millions of pounds away to all these kids, because the time and effort that the mums, dads put into it, and the kids, the way they're looking, and they're taking them out as well. Fantastic. Good luck to each and every one of you. Be safe and be ready for football tomorrow, don't forget. It's a big weekend of football, big weekend for Liverpool as well, but in grassroots football, we want to get this message. The good news I did have in October, it was a little bit mixed, and I've got to be blessed with this, because as everyone knows, Don't Cross the Line is a community company, a CIC, community interest company, and it's a not-for-profit organisation run by myself and others, volunteers. Anything that we do make, any profit that we do make, would go back into the likes of grassroots football, the studio, the work that we're doing in there, and the amount of work is unreal what we're trying to bring in to help the kids out, give the kids a voice, and we're always one step ahead on mental health as well. And massive thanks to the National Lottery for giving us a grant on that one as well. We can't thank you enough. That's helping us along the way, and it will help us to make a difference in grassroots football for kids struggling with mental health, and that's what we need to do, because there's plenty out there, we know that, and by all the reports coming in, there's a lot of self-harming going there too. So we need to combat that, get the message out to all the mums and dads and managers coaches and the kids themselves. Give them a voice, give them the confidence back. We don't want kids being locked up in a room. And we have Chris Kirkland, ex-former Liverpool goalkeeper, on board with us to help us out, to promote it, to push it, and we want to make a difference to each and every child with mental health struggles in grassroots football. And again, we want to thank Jay, Quarry Green Vikings, who've been Vipers, should I say, who have been absolutely brilliant. They're doing a walk coast to coast, or the coastal walk, on the 15th of November. I don't know how I'll be feeling, whether I can do baby steps and do that one, but honestly I will give it a good try if I possibly can, to help raise funding for Quarry Green Vipers and our Heart of Gold initiatives, as well, for One Step Ahead on mental health, to make that massive difference. And we'll give you information on how the monies will go, what it will go to as soon as we receive it, and what our next plans are as well. And they're brilliant, honestly. So if you can get on board, if you can help, if you can donate, please go on to Quarry Green's website there. The links are there to go on there for just giving, to give a few bob if you can. Every penny helps. Raise as much funds as you can to help make a difference as well. And I've also got a too.Also shirt there with an authenticity card to go with it, and I'm passing that on as well to help raise funds. And we'll split that as well for the kids and our Heart of Gold initiative as well. Thiago, don't forget, he retired at Liverpool Football Club, so that was his last game, so that should be worth a few bob as well. And Jay from Quarry Green Vipers will be doing that also, I assure you. So we'll take a photograph of that one and pass it on to him, and he can put that up as well, and then pick it up off me, because we want to make a difference for kids with mental health struggles. Now the good news also is that I had a message from the PGMOL, Ryan Chitson, who's been absolutely brilliant with me. Thank you so much for all your work and effort from the PGMOL and the Premier League, who have confirmed that we will have the 18th plus the 25th of April 2026, 2 weekends where the officials from the PGMOL will be wearing our t-shirts during their warm-ups around the Premier League grounds. 2 weeks, hopefully, plus the EFL Virtu Cup final that will be held on the 8th of April, so it's a busy April for the respect awareness, and we need your support. Mal at too.Also.com, get in touch with me, see what you can do, how your club can help, keep down all this. They believe in it now, it's making a difference, so they've extended it for 2 weeks to promote good behaviour towards our officials on and off the field of play, especially in grassroots football. So we need all you county FAs, all you football clubs being in touch with Liverpool. We'll be getting in touch with Everton. They want to support us, they have been supporting us since 2003, and we want clubs and mums, dads, parents, grandparents, everyone, coaches, anyone who's involved in grassroots football and committees to get involved with the Respect Awareness Weekend, the 8th, 15th and, the 8th, yes, 15th and 25th, 18th and 25th, 8th, 18th and 25th. You can support us. Kids, we're going to put a competition up. Let us know what you can do to support your referee. Let's get things done early. Let's do it. Let's make a difference within grassroots football. Join forces with us, partnership with us, just like Jay and Quarry Green Vipers are doing, to make a difference for the kids in grassroots football. And you can be part of us. What brilliant news that is. That is absolutely fantastic. And the PFA as well, with Steve Rayner, they're going to make a massive difference. That's my new contact, and we're going to make a difference together. He's ecstatic about the news. The PGMOL are, and also the Premier League. What a difference. I've been in touch with the FA and the county FAs. I'll send you all the details as well. What can we do to make a massive difference in grassroots football? Let's work together. There we go, we've come to the end of our show. We'll be back again tomorrow evening at around about 3 p.m. We know the performance from Liverpool Football Club wasn't up to date, but you know what? I honestly believe it was kids football there the other night. We just knew, everyone on the ground, the banter was brilliant, the silence, yeah, it wasn't very good atmosphere because people were talking amongst each other about the team that we had, the bench we had. That wasn't a winning team to put out at Anfield Football Club. First 10 minutes, shot from Chiesa, okay, that could have gone in, could have made it 1-0. It might have been different, doubt it, because Palace were way too strong for us. And we're out of that. Was it thrown? It's only your opinion that can tell us that, or maybe the manager. But the confidence in onslaught today, and I can understand Aston Villa, then we got Real Madrid, and then we got Manchester City, and we've got a full squad at the moment, but we haven't. Once Alisson comes back, that will make a difference, I assure you. But we've got a couple of injuries that maybe, just maybe, will be coming to an end now, and then we can have a real challenge at this Premier League and show them why we were champions last season. I really do believe that we're putting a run together, and if you're asking me about a weaker Premier League that we got accused of last year, that's why we won it. I think this year's Premier League has started off very weak indeed, because everyone is beating each other. I'd love your thoughts on that one. matt@don'ttexttheline.com. Get in touch with me, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites, and hopefully we'll be out and about and we'll see you. But in the meantime, put your feet up, relax. I look forward to tomorrow with grassroots football and also Premier League games as well. And a message from Dan and Jaden, hopefully they'll be back next week with the grassroots show, because it's still their break. It's Halloween. Be safe, not sorry. Look after yourselves and make sure that you're available for grassroots football tomorrow. Have a lovely Halloween, and happy Halloween to all our viewers and listeners for Don't Cross the Line, Respect Campaign, Heart of Gold initiatives, and One Step Ahead on mental health. We'll see you tomorrow around about 3 p.m. Cheerio for now.